Krishna and all that made from marble in Jaipur. And for the installation and consecration of those Rama and Krishna murtis, they had brought special priests from India, who know all the Vedas. So they were able to get their sannyasa in the regular way, with all the scriptural mantra and the fire ceremony and everything, just as it is in India. Huh? Sure. I will show you tomorrow all the pictures. They have brought an album. Huh?
I will look when comes the newspaper. What is the name here?
He gets our newsletter.
Yeah. Illumination? No. What is it called?
It is the newsletter and
So,
lights,
the sannyas name was given.
Yes.
The other person took the name Swami Ishwaramayananda. Ishwaramayananda. He was called Ian Brenner. Mr. Ian Brenner, he took the name Swami Ishwaramayananda. No, you don't know. And he is a spiritual leader. And mother's name is Swami Ram Narayan. And she is a lady who is very, very devoted to Ma Anandamayi. She is Anandamayi Master devotee.
No more important.
She became, she has taken mantra.
But we have...
She's an artist. She's an artist now. She's qualifying. She's studying art.
Yeah. We were guests by Ananda, my God.
Yeah. She has been to, she and Mrs. Franke Bhattamari, they went to India, stayed, and they visited ashram, Anandamayi in
He was
Kanka.
very, very good to us.
She's a lady from Holland. Great joy. Ullas. What do you say in German for happy, present, full of joy?
Happy.
Joy. In Deutsch?
Yes.
Joyful.
Happy.
Usually young people are ullas. Old people don't have so much ullas. It is young sentiment, young emotion. And you know,
It's a little person, I know.
and Mother Yuan from Paris, France, Mother Yuan of Toulouse. She used to be called Roditi.
Yes.
Mrs. Roditi.
She was the first time when Swami Chi was in my rooms.
First.
You came from,
Toulouse.
your husband was a professor.
Yes.
You know.
She remembers.
Yeah.
That was in 1968 or 69.
69.
Early 69.
Yes. Early 69. Yes, winter.
Long ago. Nearly 19 years back. Winter always tends to span 2 years. It includes the end of 1 year and the beginning of another year. A bridge season. And you give this to me when you come back. Om. Now 10 minutes. We can have your Hari Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranam Tattvalyam Shri Rama Rama Rame Pamanam Chachitam Paramacharam Mahadeva Mahayam Om Pat Swaha Hari Om Tat Sat Paramatmane Namparamane Kayana Jamasindero Vajatmana Pragati Swava Karomi Yadit Sakalam Parasme Narayanaya Sarvayami Sriman Narayanaya Sarvayami Naham Karpani Sata Puja Karmadakyanam Yadit Karma Karomi Tattadakinam Shambhotamaradhanam Paramatmane. We dedicate this satsang for the health and happiness of all of you who are gathered together here. When together, the Lord is present in a special way. Air is everywhere present, all pervading. Ether, space is everywhere present, all pervading. There is no place in this universe, in this all of our, where space is not present, and the whole planet itself is in space. So, space, the subtlest of all elements, invisible, intangible, but everywhere present. We move about in space, we live in space, have our being in space, move in space. So, in Vedic literature, sometimes to enable the human mind to get a little grasp of the intangible, supreme, transcendental being, the great reality, we give the analogy of space. It is the nearest approach to what man can think about because he is experiencing it every day. So upon the basis of what he has seen, he is experiencing every day, he can think about. Upon that basis, they try to explain, make him understand a little, comprehend a little, that which is beyond comprehension, the great reality. They say space is that which is contained within depth, the higher being. Subtler than space is that being. More all-pervading than space is that being. And similarly, air also. Air is present everywhere. So, we are able to breathe. No matter where we go, we are still able to breathe. Whether we are in the northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, far east or occident, in the west. Everywhere we are alive, we are able to breathe because everywhere air is. But then, if you burn an incense stick, the same air becomes something special. Grand aroma. You bring some flowers, fragrant flowers into the room. I smell violets. I smell violets. So the air becomes tangible. The air becomes something very special, filled with fragrance. In the same way, God is present everywhere. He is the life of our life. But when devotees meet together, He is present in a special way. It is like the air that has suddenly become fragrant because of the presence of flowers. So His presence makes it a very, very special presence in devotees' heart because He loves to be in the center of where His lovers, His devotees meet and have a moment of silence, think about Him and glorify Him, chant His name, speak about Him, and thus turn towards Him and raise their hearts and minds towards Him. Therefore, in that place, He delights immensely. He delights immensely. It is His special place. See? Where His devotees are, there He is in a special way. And the whole atmosphere becomes, just as air becomes fragrant in the presence of flowers, the atmosphere becomes the uplifting, inspiring, elevating in the special presence of God in the midst of devotees. So we dedicate this satsang to His special presence, which is the central thing here, which has attracted us here, which has brought us together here, and it is through that will, the wish and will of divine being, through that grace of the divine being, that we are having this gathering. It is the grace that brings about spiritual fellowship into our lives. It is the grace that brings occasional satsang in the life of our people who are immersed and involved in this passing show. And therefore, a manifestation of grace takes the form of a spiritual fellowship among seekers. Manifestation of grace takes the form of a little satsang. It is that grace we are now receiving from the Supreme Being. We dedicate this satsang to Him. We also dedicate the satsang for the highest good, the supreme welfare of all of you here. And we start by thanking the Lord for this great grace and this wonderful gift. And we next pass on to chanting His name.
महाशक्ति ओम
ओम आदिशक्ति महाशक्ति पराशक्ति ओम
इच्छा शक्ति क्रिया शक्ति ज्ञान शक्ति ओम
इच्छा शक्ति क्रिया शक्ति ज्ञान शक्ति ओम
राजा राजेश्वरी राजा राजेश्वरी राजा राजेश्वरी पाहि मां त्रिपुर सुंदरी त्रिपुर सुंदरी त्रिपुर सुंदरी रक्ष मां
राजा राजेश्वरी राजा राजेश्वरी राजा राजेश्वरी पाहि मां त्रिपुर सुंदरी त्रिपुर सुंदरी त्रिपुर सुंदरी रक्ष मां
गंगा रानी पाहि मां भागीरथी 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 रक्ष मां
गंगा रानी पाहि मां भागीरथी 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 रक्ष मां
ओम 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 Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus, pahi mam, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, raksha mam.
Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus, pahi mam Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, raksha mam
Ave Maria, Ave Maria, Ave Maria, pahi mam. Meri Mata, raksha mam.
Ave Maria, Ave Maria, Ave Maria, pahi mam Mary Mata, raksha mam
Sadgurudeva, 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 pahi mam. Shri Gurudeva, Shri Gurudeva, Shri Gurudeva, raksha mam.
Sadgurudeva, 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 pahi mam Shri Gurudeva, Shri Gurudeva, Shri Gurudeva, raksha mam
Shivananda, 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 pahi mam. Chidananda, 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 raksha mam.
Shivananda, 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 pahi mam Shivananda, 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 raksha mam
Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om.
Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते सृष्टिस्थितिविनाशानां शक्तिभूते सनातनी गुणाश्रये गुणमये नारायणी नमोस्तुते शरणागतदीनार्थ परित्राणपरायणे सर्वस्यार्तिहरे नारायणी नारायणी नमोस्तुते जय नारायणी नमोस्तुते जय नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी जगद्धात्री राजराजेश्वरी भवतारिणी मां जय Hi, 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 hi. I is I, is mom. Two words. I and down.
No, he cannot put it in the mouth.
But she can still say I. He bite with the teeth and
Yes.
have a say. Things you don't have to bother about. Narayan, Narayan, Beloved immortal Atman, blessed children of light, devotees of the Lord, sadhaks, spiritual seekers, aspirants, lovers of righteousness, and those who are eager for a good life. A life of kindness, compassion, truthfulness, purity in thought, word, and deed, a life of selflessness, and the spirit of service, the desire to make people happy, and a life of discipline, dedication, a life that is beautiful, a life that is worthy of our status of human being, crown and glory of God's creation, supreme work of God, high above all other forms of living beings, animals, birds, beasts, reptiles, insects, high above all other forms of living beings, the crown and glory of God's creation, made in His own image. To all of you, we welcome and invite you to this fellowship in the Spirit, in the presence of the invisible, all-pervading divine being. Invisible presence of the one who is your source and your origin. The invisible, subtle, unmanifest presence of the one who is your support, the basis of your being, the very essence of your existence, the innermost core of your consciousness, and the unmanifested, subtle, invisible presence of the great reality, which is the ultimate fulfillment of your life. Into His presence we welcome you and ask you to participate in glorifying Him, feeling His presence, and offering ourselves like a flower at His feet. Yesterday was Thursday, so when we came here from the railway station, we decided not to simply disperse after a cup of tea, but also to have a little short, informal time of little God thought, a little satsang, little prayer, and then I called upon all the great spiritual teachers, masters, all the great mystics, all the great ancient, illumined, enlightened souls from most ancient times, beyond, far beyond written history, human history, from the dim past, from the ancient times of the Vedic period, pre-Vedic age, those who had attained to this God experience and who were thus illumined, from them right down the millennia, corridor of centuries, right down generation after generation of human history. There have been a succession, an unbroken line of spiritual masters, of teachers, of illumined beings. And it is this unbroken line of teachers and spiritual masters that has kept carefully nurtured and guarded and protected the living flame of spirituality, living flame of transcendental spiritual experience, generation after generation. And in their own lives, reliving it, vivifying it again, they have handed it down to posterity. It is this wonderful long line of an unbroken succession of teachers that we remember yesterday, because whole of the entire global human family had reason to be deeply grateful to them, for it is because of this unbroken line of successive teachers that even in this modern age, in this 20th century, in this fourth quarter of the 20th century, in spite of all its adverse trends of life and in spite of all its various contrary philosophies and tendencies, nevertheless, the light of spirituality is still present to bless mankind, still present for mankind to avail of, so that it can become divine, it can uplift itself, shine the divinity which is its birthright, which is its unalienable, essential nature, its true eternal identity. Therefore, we recall these great masters yesterday being Thursday, and as an expression of our thankfulness and gratitude of heart, we had a little special prayer dedicated to all the masters from ancient times, through centuries and generations, right up to the modern times, last century, this century, and present. great luminaries like Ramana Maharshi, Swami Chidananda, Arvind Ghosh, Swami Ramdas, Anandamayi Ma. They were with us until very recently. Thus, we paid our homage to them, but at the same time, thank God that He had made this provision to keep the lifeline between Him and mankind open always through this channel of these great masters. See? That is His perpetual grace. He always says, I am never cut off from you. If you only look to me, I look at you. If you only step one step towards me, 10 steps I take towards you. If you only stretch out your hand, I bend down and grasp your hand and lift you to myself. This is a promise that He has kept this channel always open by this long line of unbroken succession of illumined, golden, enlightened spiritual masters, perfect masters. So that is how we mentioned how they should occupy a central place in our life, even as Thursday occupies the central place in the week of 7 days. It has been specially set apart as Guruvar, the day for adoring the Masters, day for remembering the Masters, day for expressing our gratefulness and joyful thanks to the Masters. Because of them, there is still light in darkness. Because of them, there is a living spark, spiritual attained divinity. At any time we wish, we can go and light up our light source. Just as one lighted candle serves to light 100 candles, 1,000 candles, 10,000 candles, even so. Today is the 5th day. It is the day of the second half of the week, and it is dedicated to the Divine Mother, Mother of the Universe. So we commence this satsang with a little chant to the Divine. as a sort of a parting message or a parting discourse day before yesterday. It was Wednesday, 21st evening. We had a little gathering at the Yoga Vedanta Center, the Shivananda Ashram, Alst. Yeah. And at that time, it was all people connected. It was not a public satsang, it was not a public function. Therefore, it's only people who all belong to the Alst wide circle, because Alst is nearly, I think more than 40, 50 branch groups throughout Belgium. Some of them are well organized, regular activities, even publishing tracts and various activities, but some not so well organized. And so it was members from them, a handful only, because it was the announcement for that special, there was no such program, but it was announced the day previously, on the night of the concluding public function of Silver Jubilee, 20th evening, a beautiful hall. It was announced only for special residents of Alst, people of Alst town. It was announced. But then some people came from outstation also. So while we were talking, we had a little chanting, and spontaneously, as I said, I also sang the song of Immanence of Ram, the song of Immanence of Ram. And also I said, all right, you are all people who are in the spiritual life. You are all people who are well conversed with what yoga is, what Vedanta is, because you have well acquainted yourself with the writings of our beloved and worshipful Holy Master, Swami Chidananda, was one of the foremost and the most well known among the modern exponents of spiritual life in man's human society. One of the most well known modern exponents of practical spiritual life, how to practice spirituality in your daily life, at home, in your spiritual life in man's human society. One of the most well known modern exponents of practical spiritual life, how to practice spirituality in your daily life, at home, in your professional field, in society, when you are dealing with others, when you are alone. See, he believed more than anything, he knew the necessity of practice. So he made it a special mission in life to awaken mankind to the need of spiritualizing their life, awaken mankind to the spiritual meaning of their existence here on earth, to awaken mankind to the higher spiritual significance of life, and to give them the ideals of living life in the way God meant us to live it, and also awaken mankind to the supreme, ultimate, highest goal of their earth life here. Thus, awaken them to the spiritual meaning and significance, awaken them to higher ideals, awaken them to the supreme goal. But he did not stop short at awakening them and inspiring them. Next step was, in so many words, in great detail, elaborately, he outlined to them the practical means of attaining that great ultimate goal of life. He said how to practice spirituality, how to make your life a means for the attainment of that great goal, so that by the very living, the manner in which you live your life, you begin to move forward, ascend upward, and draw nearer day by day to that great goal. So he was the prophet of practical spirituality. Thus, he gave not only the meaning and purpose of life, did not only open our eyes to the supreme, the higher purpose and goal of life, he also taught us how to achieve it. He gave us the sadhana. He described us to the practical, easy practical means that can be applied in your normal daily life, which did not require any extraordinary or revolutionary change in your life, but which can be still applied where you are as you are, normal daily life. So that a slow but sure inner transformation is brought about in your entire personality. A slow but sure transformation takes place in your way of thinking, feeling, way of looking at things. Your attitudes change, your approach to life and things change, and your entire life changes. Because you are granted a new vision. You begin to see life, see, in a different light altogether. Thus, a slow but sure transformation, inner transformation, so that you become a new being. You are a different person. You have a new vision of life. You adopt, therefore, a new way of life in the light of this new vision of life. And you begin to live according to certain sublime principles, noble principles, which you are convinced will take you day by day nearer to that goal. This transformation is brought about by spiritual sadhana, by change of angle of vision, by taking up a new direction to your life. Therefore, an assembly of people who are thus in contact and acquainted with these teachings, I said, should need some special message, not the normal message we give to people who are not fully acquainted with what yoga is, what Vedanta is, what spiritual life is, are not familiar with the teachings of Gurudev and saints like him. Then they are given a different type of message. But I said, these people are people who know everything, who are already well aware of most of the basic factors of spiritual life. So we will see a special message. So as this idea came, I said, what will be the special message? I will make them take a new look at their own yoga and their own Vedanta. I will make them take a new look, understand what yoga is, what spirituality is, what spiritual life is. See, from a fresh angle, a unique angle, so that they will be able to understand it and grasp it. It will only be something added to whatever they already know. And thus, I said, I will give you in a very brief, a very concise way, what is the essential inner structure of yoga and Vedanta. What does Vedanta mean? What does yoga mean? What does spiritual life mean? Actually to you, actually to the human individual. What does it make for your life? What does it mean? So I said, I will try to make you understand yoga and Vedanta in this light by first of all giving you some simple, easy to understand analogy. I said, I'll give you some analogy. Familiar to you, by which you will immediately know, this is what it means. The inner content of spiritual life means this. The inner content of yoga means this. As an analogy from a familiar, very familiar daily experience of people, I told them, look here, you all know about a staircase or a ladder. It's every day people make use of it. I did it twice already. Today I have done it many times. In the morning also. Came down from my room, went up to Mr. Pank's room, came down from Mr. Pank's room, went up again. And now I have come down a whole flight of steps. And now I am up. Therefore I said, reasoners trust. So, who does not know a staircase? I said, look, what does a staircase do? What does a staircase do? What a staircase does entirely depends upon you. Staircase does what you want it to do. A staircase can take you from the bottom high up, or the staircase can take you from a high state, boom, down. So it's what you want it to do. You can make use of a staircase to go to a higher place. The same way you can make use of the staircase to come down. Ladder can take you to the rooftop. Ladder can bring you to the ground. So, this is how you utilize it, to what applications you put it. Similarly, I say, look here, a man is there. He's got strength of arms. And if his mind is right, if he thinks rightly, feels rightly in the heart, he will make use of his hands to do wonderful things, right things, which makes him feel good, makes other people happy, benefits others, is useful to others, helps others. It can be 100,000 things, which everywhere is full of beauty, full of goodness, makes people happy, lessens their difficulties. Or with the same hands, he can make people very unhappy. He can be fighting, quarreling, and hitting people, and doing all manner of things where it's all, whole atmosphere is made restless. Atmosphere is very full of agitation, and it can be the cause of much misery to people, much harm to people. And I gave a simple analogy. A man is passing by, suddenly there is a road that goes by the side of the waters, the river, and suddenly he hears a cry for help. Someone has walked a little too near to the edge and slipped and fallen into the river, doesn't know how to swim, about to die. And then he hears this man walking there, runs down to the river and immediately wades into the water, stretches his hand, grasps, and saves his life. So, pulls him out of the water. So, the strength of his hand has been the means of saving a man's life. But if the same person who was walking was not the right type of person, he was having wrong thoughts in his mind, and it so happened he encountered someone on the bank of a river, and lonely, no other persons were there. He could go and grab hold of his money and purse and all that. One push, he can put him into the river. See? So that's how he uses his hand, and the man is done. I said, look here, it all depends upon, therefore, the way you use what has been given to you. See? Whatever has been given to you is your human status, is your human potential, power to act, heart to feel, mind to think, intellect to reason, inquire, discriminate, analyze, investigate, see? Reach out towards higher and higher knowledge, wider and wider vision. This is your human status. The power to act is given to all, human beings as well as animals. But other three factors, thinking, feeling, reasoning, is the supreme prerogative of man, is the great privilege of man, is the uniqueness of the human individual. And therefore, he has the potential, by making use of them and applying in the proper way and direction, he has the potential to go beyond even his human nature, become an ideal human being, become a superman, become a godly person, become even divine. realize that I am divine. Inherently, I am a birthless, deathless, imperishable, immortal center of spiritual consciousness, a part of the cosmic consciousness, a part of the universal, eternal, indestructible, universal soul. I am part of that. Deep within me, my real identity is that. It is not this earth identity. Therefore, that triple faculty of thinking, feeling, reasoning has the potential in it to take him to the highest state of realizing his divine nature, his real nature. This is not present in animals. So all their physical potential, they only manifest through their sharp claws and sharp beak and the sharp teeth, see, fangs. And so the law of the jungle is might is right. The law of the jungle, fish eat fish, small, big fish is small fish. And so the whole law of the animal life is violence, attack, destruction, everything negative. Now we are only stating a fact. We are not going to be in judgment. We are not trying to think that animals are lesser. They have their own place in God's creation. God knows. So we are not either commending or condemning. We are not sitting in judgment. We are only presenting a natural fact, see, of existence on this planet Earth to bring out a certain truth, uniqueness of man. See? Or if he was not endowed with the higher nature, his physical action also would be destructive, negative, violent, but then it would be animal-like, it would not be human. But a human being what he is able to make use even of this physical potential, the power to act physically, which he shares in common with the entire brute creation. He is able to make use of this potential also towards supreme, higher attainment. He can make use of it to struggle, make effort, endeavor, make his life sublime. He can even make use of this to sacrifice his very life for the good of others. Okay? So these four faculties are what have been given to you, what you have received as a gift, what you possess, what makes you a unique being, a being superior to all the millions of other forms of life which have been created together with you. What a great privilege. And I said, giving these two little simple analogies of a staircase and a ladder, and the analogy of the physical strength of a human being, physical strength of the arm, can be used to save a life, also to send a person to death. And it depends upon how it is applied, in what way you make use of it. What way you make use of it. Thus, I said, similarly, your human potential, how is it being made use of? This thing that has been received by you and you possess, which is really your human status, which makes you a human being, endowed with this power to feel, think and reason. Reason is the highest faculty of the human individual. And if these three are beautiful, positive, all your actions are also wonderful, positive. Because if these three think in terms of compassion, kindness, spirit of service, selflessness, dedication, wish to help, wish to make people happy, wish to benefit them, then you become a person of good works. All your actions are a great asset to society in which you live. All your actions become the real wealth of your own immediate contemporary environment. And you become a being whose very life, whose very thoughts, actions enrich society, uplift the very standard of the social stream, make people feel good. And so you go through life as a light, go through life as a great source of good, a great source of the help and solace and benefit and happiness. So your life becomes a blessing to others. This is what one can make oneself of by directing these faculties in a positive, creative, constructive and a useful manner. It enriches your own contemporary society, makes everyone happy. It becomes a source of joy to others, feeling of beauty as well. Otherwise, you have another choice. You could go through society as a perpetual problem. You could go to society everywhere spreading agitation, spreading trouble, making people unhappy, and undoing good things that other people have done. You can go everywhere so that when you come, the social stream is polluted, not purified. And the social standard of living is 1 minus, not 1 plus, upgraded, but 1 minus. It depends upon what you are making of yourself, what you are making of your life. And I said, this is the central crux of man and his life. The vast majority of people, they get caught in the lesser aspect of the human status. Lesser aspect, that is bodily aspect. It has got its sense appetites. Mind has also got not only thought power, but also its sentiment and emotion and its desire and cravings, and it has also got these desires and cravings. They are the lower aspect of mind. If you sell yourself to them, if you get caught in the net of these desires, they drag you, they overcome you, they enslave you, and become entangled and enslaved by them. You are at a mercy. You are not capable, you are not anymore able to purposefully make use of your human potential. Why? Because you have lost your independence, becoming enslaved by desire and craving, the sensual appetites and the impelling push of the nature of the senses towards the sense indulgence, and the nature of the mind and desire towards objective fulfillment. You lose your freedom, you lose your independence. When you are no more able to purposefully direct your faculties in a desired direction. And I said, yoga is halting this type of situation, realizing the great mission you have in life, recognizing the supreme goal of life, and suddenly realizing that these faculties have been given to me to be purposefully and intelligently applied so that I may make my life sublime. I may elevate myself towards the supreme goal. Therefore, I have to use them. I have now to utilize them as the tools. These are the tools God has given me. And when the sages have declared, you are divine, your destiny is human, divine perfection, which is already in you, inherent in you, as a whole tree is inside a seed. Divinity is there, lying, sleeping, slumbering, lying latent, neglected, forgotten, ignored by you. Now, come, arise, open your eyes, recognize your divinity, and turn your attention to this all-important central task of awakening this divinity. Do not allow it to slumber and die away without awakening it. Then a great loss, there is no greater loss. A wonderful golden chance will go away. This great grand opportunity God has given will go away. Therefore, come. Right now at this moment, turn your gaze towards your inner divinity. Pay attention to it. Start working upon it. So, yoga is making use of these 4 faculties which are now the cause of binding you to this world through taking these objects, this outer glitter of objects, being overcome by them and succumbing to their fascinating, succumbing to their attraction. and becoming totally involved, always thinking of worldly things, always engaged in worldly activities, always desiring and loving and desiring only passing after things, you have become completely turned away in the direction of the many, in the direction of the temporary, in the direction of the passing and perishable, in the direction of the imperfect, finite universe and its many, many petty little finite objects, which are all subject to change, decay, and destruction one day. They are all perishable, all changeful, all finite, limited in time and space, containing the potential to give you little pleasant experience, also the potential to give you lot of trouble. Therefore, you have taken this to be real, and you are now caught in this now. And therefore, your entire faculties are enmeshed in this. Your reasoning also is subserving your mind and its desires. Your mind and its desires is completely directed towards this multifarious world appearance. And you are busily engaged in accumulating and keeping them, thinking that they will make you happy. So, body, mind, intellect, emotion is involved in part of the world process. Then you are weeping, lamenting, weeping and wailing, fighting and falling, sometimes smiling, sometimes crying, laughing, weeping. If you want to put a stop to this, yoga says, change the direction. Now, look towards that great eternal reality, which is all full, which can satisfy all your desires, which can give you not only little momentary pleasant sensations, which can give you supreme, infinite happiness, infinite joy, immeasurable, boundless bliss, total satisfaction. All desires will be satisfied. Come, when the great goal is there. Why do you go after a little mud puddle when the ocean is calling you? Therefore, yoga is a call to turn away from the temporary, perishable and the petty towards the grand, eternal, imperishable. And therefore, it is the changing of the direction of your life. When man seeks happiness, nothing wrong. Because God made you to seek happiness. He did not send you here to weep and wail. See, happiness is your real nature, therefore you spontaneously, automatically seek happiness. It is already put in, it's a built-in tendency. Because you are joy, you are bliss, you are ananda. Therefore seeking happiness is perfectly legitimate and perfectly alright, perfectly moral and ethical. But you are seeking in a foolish way. You are trying to find happiness where it is not to be found. All objects in this universe have only use. They can be useful to you. They have utility, but they cannot give you happiness. They can make you, provide a little comfort, a little convenience. But happiness you have to see in another direction. And moreover, more than the attainment of happiness and peace, the great thing is that you are meant for divine perfection. You are a divine being, you are not a human being only. A human being only some little temporarily added factor. But eternally and unchangingly you are divine, you are divinity, a divine spark, a divine spirit. That is your reality. Temporarily human nature has been added on to you. But it has got not only a nuisance, but it has also got a value. If you understand that it is being given to you in order to fulfill your mission and attain divine perfection, then your very human nature takes on a new significance. You begin to see it in a new way. Oh yes, my human status has been given to me to help me to attain perfection. Therefore, I must apply my human nature to bring about this dawn of divinity, dawn of divine perfection. That is why human status has been given to me. Therefore, it is the most important golden gift of God. Now I know it. I will not misdirect it. I will not misapply it. I will direct it in the desired direction and apply it for the attainment of that supreme goal. So, when this realization of your divinity comes into your awareness and you become conscious, I am not an ordinary earth person, I am a divine being. Temporary passing through earth as a pilgrim, passing through some strange town. On your way somewhere else, you have to drive to various towns. This is a passageway, and you are a being who belongs to some other realm. Once I know that, aha, Vedanta comes. Vedanta is awareness of your eternal divine nature, your unalienable, unchangeable, eternal, permanent divine nature. I am the immortal soul, without birth, without death, beginningless and endless. I am the imperishable, immortal, eternal being, without beyond name and form, beyond time and space, birthless and deathless, and that is Vedanta. With this inner awareness comes awareness of new goal. Therefore, the whole direction of your entire life is changed from the passing, the temporary, towards the eternal, towards the all perfect eternal reality. This is Vedanta. And once this change of direction has come about, these faculties that imply or comprise your human status are now directed in that direction, and they are applied for doing all that is necessary in thought, word and action and sentiment to attain that supreme experience. Therefore, the body is engaged in all such activities that are conducive to spiritual progress. It is engaged in such works that bring about day by day higher and higher ascent of the spirit towards the Supreme Being. And all thoughts are directed towards the Supreme Being. You begin to think of God becomes an important subject of your thought, your inner content of your mind. Constantly there is God thought, God remembrance. And then your reasoning takes on a new hue. It begins to reason between the temporary and the permanent, passing and the permanent, imperishable, perishable and imperishable. This non-self and self, the appearance and the reality, non-eternal and the eternal. It begins to discriminate. Intellect becomes a great help in helping to overcome yourself by yourself. And thus, feeling also now becomes directed towards God in devotion, in divine love. Thus, I said, yoga means, Vedanta means a new awareness coming into your being which makes you change the entire direction of your life. See, it is the changing of the direction of the faculties, thought, emotion and intellect are now given a new direction. What happens to the old direction? It is there, only it becomes purified, it becomes spiritualized. The old direction cannot be completely eliminated, it is part of your life. So, together with paying the attention that is necessary, thinking, feeling, reasoning about earthly things, secular matters, simultaneously a new dimension comes into your life, thought, feeling, intelligence elevated towards supreme reality. Gradually the emphasis changes. Your inner life assumes the major place. Inner life becomes important. Inner life becomes the more important thing. Primary, it becomes secondary. And this inner change affects the outer life also. Outer life also gradually begins to become more and more spiritual, more and more idealistic, more filled with the quality of the spirit. And thus, the faculties of action, bodily action, faculties of thinking power of the mind, feeling, the emotion, and everything becomes directed towards the divine being. And you also constantly are alert, awake, vigilant, reasoning. What is this? Now the reason starts to say. If you are engaged in any particular aspect of life, particular lifestyle, particular way of living your day-to-day life from morning till night, you begin to carefully see what part of my life is going to help me move towards this great, grand, glorious goal. And are there in my life any such parts, any such activities, any such factors that are likely to hinder me in moving towards this great goal? And if there are, now, they have no business in my life. I have decided what my goal is to do. I will start eliminating, pushing them out. They are not going to be part of my life. I am awakened now. I am vigilant and watchful. I will not allow anything to come into my life which is likely to hamper and hinder me in this upward ascent unto divine perfection. That becomes, the intelligence keeps a watch. And all such factors that are likely to be helpful in this great goal, it starts to acquire. And things which are already present, it starts to strengthen, enhance, make them grow, make them more. And those that are not there, newly start to acquire. Thus, there is a transformation of life. Vedanta is this changed awareness and changed direction in your life. Yoga is the emphasis of applying these potential towards the many. The passing scene is now withdrawn from there, applied here. So, your human status becomes an asset. Your human status becomes a tool, the instrument for attaining divinity. You make use of every faculty, your feeling, your sentiments, emotion, your thinking power, the power of thought, remember, and your thinking power, which well disciplined and trained, becomes a powerful force within you for concentration, meditation, constant dwelling on the divine idea. If it is disciplined, and if the restlessness and agitation of mind is changed. And ultimately, reasoning power becomes your greatest asset, because mind is likely to revert back to its old habit, because it is by nature fickle, not steady. And so, moments of inspiration makes it change its direction, but old habit once again can make it revert back to old direction. So the intellect is your greatest friend at that time. I say, no, it is always awake, alert, vigilant, and constantly keeps a watch upon the mind. You know, that is finished. Don't go that way, come this way. So as many times as the mind succumbs to its old habit pattern, and its force of habit goes in a wrong direction, intellect takes it up and guides it into the right direction. And therefore, we have to strengthen all these faculties by satsang, which help us. So yoga is detaching your human potential from the passing, perishable, attaching it to the eternal, imperishable, supreme, divine goal. And you constantly have to go on doing it. This is a simple thing. Yoga is the changing of the direction of the living of your life. Yoga and Vedanta mean the detaching of your entire human potential, the physical dynamic mechanism for activity, thought, thinking power of the mind, feeling of the emotional level, and the reasoning power of the intellect, directing them towards great goal, your mission in life. So it is this change of direction and applying the powers that go to make up your human potential, applying them to bring about this great ascent. This is your ascent of the spirit towards the supreme infinite cosmic reality. And towards this, the sincere seeker, the sincere spiritual aspirant, sadhak, constantly applies himself with great interest, great diligence, with keen enthusiasm and zeal. This is the inner structure of Yoga and Vedanta. Detaching yourself to the non-eternal and attaching yourself to the eternal. Bringing about a change of direction in your life. New direction. Just as a person goes out into the sun, if he is facing the sun, his face is bathed in light. If he turns around in the opposite direction, even though the sun is shining, he is only seeing his shadow. His face is in shadow. He is only seeing his dark shadow on the earth. He is not able to see the sun. Not that the sun is not there, it is there. You have changed in the wrong direction. Now change in the right direction, you become flooded with light. You can hardly open your eyes, you are dazzled. The whole face is bathed in light. So there is a such change in direction. And the directing of the human status and all it implies, all these faculties in this new direction towards this new goal. That is yoga. Gurudev said it in 2 words: detach, attach. Detach is from the passing perishable the outer appearance, attach it towards the immortal, imperishable, infinite, all perfect, divine. Now I thought I would share it with you. This is already there. And in the last satsang, most of the people were English knowing. So there was no necessity of translating into Flemish. Otherwise it would have become a little, the flow would have been curtailed and then obstructive. But it was a free flow. So it's a single cassette. Otherwise many people are thinking now, Omar especially is thinking, I will take these cassettes, eliminate all the translation portions and keep only the English portion and make it into a new cassette. See? French translation and Flemish translation, that is what I am going to do when I get back to Peru. So this, what I shared as a sort of a parting message in us on Wednesday, 21st night, I thought I will put it before you today, 23rd, because that was something where Carla was not present and the Boyd family also was not present because they had taken leave. Gabriel was there. Most of the others were not there. Charles and Helena were there, of course. And those who are from Cologne, you were not there yet, so I thought I would reshare that sharing of the Wednesday night satsang with you tonight. Because this simplistic and very, very practical definition of yoga, a practical understanding of what yoga and Vedanta actually imply to a human individual when it comes into yoga. Oh, thou come, Mother Angel, please take your seats and be comfortable and at home. We will take the flower after that. And therefore I thought this is a subject that will bear repetition because of 2 reasons. One is its importance, it's self-evident. Otherwise we think, what is yoga, what is Vedanta? We have to hunt in books and we have got a very complicated notion of what yoga and Vedanta is. But I said this is a practical, very, very explanation which immediately makes sense to you. It means I have a new vision. I look at a new goal. It means I change the direction of my living. My living now goes in a new direction. And it means that I make use of my entire human potential for this great ascent of the spirit towards divine perfection. So what I have been applying and involving entirely towards this little secular outer universe only, now I start applying also to this inner universe and to this inner higher spiritual goal and fulfill this quest in attainment and achievement. That is what yoga means. It doesn't mean something mystical, something strange or something far-fetched, something out of the way. It is neither out of the way nor far-fetched. It is nothing mysterious or mystical. It is this simple thing, making use of your life for what it was meant, utilizing it for what it was given to you. Okay? These 8 faculties, unique faculties, which make your human status, were gifted to you in order to attain your own highest good, your own supreme welfare, attain the supreme blessedness, which is your birthright, for which you have been given this human status. It is as simple as this. And this is the direct truth about your life, the spiritual goal, and the yoga way to attain the spiritual goal. This is the direct truth. shorn of all unnecessary mystery and complication and making it unnecessarily written. Complex, no. There is nothing complex about it, nothing complicated about it. It is your being what you are and not contradicting yourself in your living of your life. See? You are divine and therefore you must live with the awareness of your divinity and therefore make every part of you, every movement and every action divine. And to forget that divinity is to be very ungrateful to what has been given to you by God. And to contradict yourself is to be very, very foolish. Is to be very foolish. If your life moves away from divinity and becomes a contradiction of what you are, it becomes a false life. It becomes counterfeit. Okay? And it is foolish because by doing so, you unnecessarily deprive yourself of your greatest good, your supreme welfare. And the urgency and important is, if you delay it, no one knows when we will be called away. And even if you have to live a long life, by the time if all your aspirations evaporated, go away and all that, you are left just dry and what will happen, even if you are living, you will be living like a big tree or something. What does it matter if a tree grows for 100 years? If it does not produce any flowers and fruits and makes itself a thing of beauty to others, what is it? What is the use of growing? It's better to flower like a wonderful, beautiful rose or some other beautiful flower, even if it's for a short duration. And spread fragrance and joy and beauty and happiness everywhere. The English poet said it is better to make your life like a fragrant flower, even if it's a short duration, than to be like a big tree. Therefore, our life is meant for our own highest good. Is it not selfishness if we work for our highest good? Not for the good of others. The answer is, you can never attain your highest good until you make your life a source of the good of all, the happiness of all. Because one important ingredient, one important part of attaining your highest good is making use of this human physical body potential, this action potential, the dynamism of the body in the form of action, of such a quality and a nature that out of your action comes good to everyone, help to everyone. You become useful, a center of benefit to all. So that is one of the most important ingredients in this upper ascent. Because it is this only that helps you to purify your little egoistic self, your selfishness and your grabbing tendency and self-centered living. It is this dynamic doing of good, dynamic selfless giving of yourself to others, dedicating your life and actions to other people's welfare and happiness. It is this that cleanses you of your little selfishness, little I, purifies you of your selfish nature. Then you begin to proceed. It is in such an unselfish heart that real devotion comes and real noble thoughts arise. Otherwise the thoughts will be petty, ground level, if you are selfish. Therefore, the question, is it not selfishness to work for your own highest good? It is answered by saying, your part of your attaining highest good is by becoming totally unselfish and dedicating your life to working for the good of all. Therefore, the working for your highest good in terms of Vedanta and Yoga include a life of constant goodness to others. We mentioned yesterday's satsang about this poem about others. I think Miriam got it from the house and gave the book to Carl like this. Message to mankind. Contains this little poem, others. One of the essential conditions of noble living is thinking of others, living for others, and working for others people's happiness, together with your own life, working for other people's happiness. It is a greater part of your life. So it is not selfishness, it is based upon unselfishness. It is based upon it is paying your debt to God. It's a duty you owe to yourself and to your Maker. He has made you a thing of beauty, made you in His image. It is a duty you owe to Him to bring forth that image, realize that image. Hari Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Serve, love, give, purify, meditate, realize.
Serve, love, give, purify, meditate, realize.
Be good, do good, be kind, be compassionate.
Be good, do good, be kind, be compassionate.
Practice ahimsa, satyam and brahmacharya.
Practice ahimsa, satyam and brahmacharya.
Practice non-injury, truth and chastity.
Practice non-injury, truth and chastity.
This is the foundation of yoga and Vedanta.
This is the foundation of yoga and Vedanta.
Inquire, who am I? Know thyself and be free.
Inquire, who am I? Know thyself and be free.
Inquire, who am I? Know thyself and be free.
Inquire, who am I? Know thyself and be free.
You are not this body, not this mind, immortal self you are.
You are not this body, not this mind, immortal self you
You
are.
are not this body, not this mind, immortal Atman.
You are not this body, not this mind, immortal Atman.
Radiant Atman.
Radiant Atman.
Realize this and be free.
Realize this and be free.
This is your duty, foremost duty, therefore do it now.
This is your duty, foremost duty, therefore do it now.
Do not postpone.
Do not postpone.
Live the divine life.
Live the divine life.
Serve, love, give, purify, meditate, realize.
Serve, love, give, purify, meditate,
Be
realize.
good, be kind, be compassionate.
Be good to good, be kind, be compassionate.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Asato Ma Satgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Pratyoma Amritamgamaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. 72nd birthday of H.S.C. Swami Chidananda Ji Maharaj. See Swami Chidananda Ji Maharaj occupying a whole line, bottom line. 24/9/1988. I give it, if you are making any correspondence or writing to someone, you can put one inside the cover.
Yes.
This is for Zentrum. That is good health. Charles, he wants to give this round to everyone. And first of all, take your prashad. 2 is coming. Because you told me after it.
Thank you so much.
Nadia. This is for Mr. Rola. And this is for Mr. Rola. And this is for Nadia. And this is for you. Yes. Nadia is someone else. You are someone else. That's what I've been trying to tell you. Should I give it to you give it. All in cover. Mother India have a giving you prashad. Now you can bring the flower and in exchange for the flower, take prashad from Mr. Pankaj's hand.
No.
That's all I done with my
Place it at the feet of the and put on the candle. We are taking away all the oxygen from this. No, stop out there. Candle stop out there. No, the candle stop out, Baba. They are right in front of you. Beyond the coconut body, they are standing. Yes. Certainly, you can take more. You can take more if you wish. Yes, it's right. Mother Christina, you must, you can give it to your helper and also to the old lady Poland Polish lady. There is few left, it's almost empty. But there is some here, some in glass here. So that you can take it.
Also all for Poland.
Yeah. Also Poland.
Oh, thank you.
And you must fetch him, huh?
Yes,
To the house. Why not we go together? We can go together. You drop us at our place. That is better. Because I don't want to keep him. Already I kept him beyond his time. I promised to liberate him at 9 o'clock. Thank you very much for your presence. And tomorrow, what time you like us to be here? At about 10 o'clock?
Yes.
So, 10 o'clock. So. That which is kept near Gurudev Benedict. This is for little Skandar. I didn't give it to Skandar's mother.
Swamiji, they just went away because the child was too tired.
This is for your flower. Card, give it to her.
Swamiji, I have one question. I have ordered flowers for tomorrow, and I got these typical autumn flowers of Germany, but they are these dahlias as tall as that. If they are too big in size, I have to call tomorrow morning, not to cut them, and shall I take little chrysanthemums?
You must take little flowers.
Mm.
You should not cut or
No, they're enough. I have ordered enough that they wouldn't be cut any flowers. But if they are too small, so too large, I look for smaller ones.
this question must be directed to Swami Vimalananda and Swami, our Mother Christina. It's their function. It's not my function. I know nothing about the function. I am present.
It's not Swami's fault.
It's not my function. Yeah. So they are organizing the whole thing. They know what is required, and if you tell them, they will tell you.
I am not even informed Swami.
No. He wants to know what is the type of flowers you want to do your
No, not that was not my question. I didn't want to make any mistakes, Swamiji. I was afraid to get the wrong flowers.
Who asked you to bring flowers?
It was me who I have offered to bring the flowers for the function tomorrow morning.
For the function, for the puja.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm saying what is the type of flowers suitable for puja?
Individual flowers, any
No,
flowers.
she is already individual flower.
Yeah.
108?
No, even more. Yes.
So, but she wants to know whether smaller
I have
flowers.
already explained to mother. Small or big, everything, anything Swami. Any flower. Big, small. Yes.
Mother has asked her to bring
Yes.
from the village,
Yes.
and therefore she is bringing.
Yeah.
You better explain to her.
You
It is
bring big,
necessary
small.
that you explain to her.
Okay, so
Yes.
She is a shopping person. So I think about 110 or 20 of the small flowers. What do you call them? Small ones, you said? You said something. You said small flowers.
these
Chrysanthemums.
chrysanthemums.
The chrysanthemum are smaller ones?
Mm.
Yeah. About
Everybody.
120 are the smaller ones. And a few of the bigger ones. See, usually when you do puja, are you going to have any 108 puja?
Yes, yes.
When you do puja, you have 108 times to put one who is doing it, 108. So I am telling you 110 or 120 for the actual act of puja. And then at the end of puja, everyone is given a flower finally to put it there. So for that, it need not be 108. It has to be as many, at least, as the number of persons we expect.
It's more than 120 Swamiji.
You mean for the formal function?
Yes, we already are here. We are more than.
No. We are purchasing two types of flowers. One is for the 108 offering. One is for each one to offer at the end of the worship one flower. So 108 or 10 plus as many people. If you are 30 people, you want 30 more. If you are 40 people, you want 40 more. If you are 50, we can give it to everyone. One for manual also. Now you must really
I think we thank Swamiji for his goodness, for all good advice he had. Definitely for Vedanta.
You will definitely.
Yeah,
Change of direction, applying your forces.
thank you,
Higher
Swamiji.
power.
I wish
Old world. Guns wealth. Guns wealth.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I will go with you. We will go with you.
Yeah, we are
We are coming.
And where is heaven?
Here.
Here is your letter. And so because you have come to Cologne for this letter, how will you worship tomorrow? After tomorrow,
I wish you all a very good night.
oh, wherever.
Please give me one copy of today's.
All together.
Tomorrow I will give it.
Some have engaged.